Good morning everybody, welcome back to ABC. This is our third of 3 weeks of ABC challenges, so I hope you're ready to be challenged today to do something nice for somebody else. This week we're learning about a chap who was so good at encouraging people that they even changed his name. Have loads of fun learning about him as we chat with Kat and see Claude do a challenge and read a Bible study, and as we do our crafts. See you at the end.
I'm in charge of the Bible reading again today. Are you ready? Barnabas helps Paul. Barnabas liked travelling. So do I. He sailed across the sea from his home on the island of Cyprus. He went to Jerusalem. God was with him there. Barnabas found out about Jesus and joined the church. He wanted everyone to know about Jesus, so he sold a field that he owned and gave all the money to the church leaders. In Jerusalem, Barnabas met Paul. Paul looked sad. "The church leaders won't join me in the church," Paul said. "They think I still hate Jesus." Barnabas went to the church leaders. God was with Barnabas and helped him tell all the church leaders how much Paul loved Jesus. "Paul can join the church," they said. Next, Barnabas went with Paul to another town. God was with Barnabas there. Barnabas and Paul were chosen to go traveling. Everywhere they went, they could tell people about Jesus. "Let's go to Cyprus first," said Barnabas. "God will be with us wherever we go." So that's a really good story today.
Hello everybody, it is week 3 of our ABC lockdown and it is time for our chat with Kat. So welcome, make yourselves comfy and let's talk about Barnabas. Barnabas was a Christian. He'd heard the good news of Jesus. He'd learned that Jesus was God's rescuer, that he'd come to earth, he'd lived, he'd died, he'd come back to life so that we could be forgiven from our sins. And when Barnabas heard that, he decided that he wanted to be a follower of Jesus. And he became a follower of Jesus right back when the church was just starting. And he was a good guy, someone that was great to be around. I wonder if you can think of someone who everyone likes. They say really nice things, they're helpful, they're encouraging. Can you think of someone in your life like that? Because that's what Barnabas was like. In fact, so much so that he had a name change. You see, when he was born, he was actually called Joseph by his mum and dad. But the disciples renamed him Barnabas because Barnabas means son of encouragement, and that's exactly what Barnabas did. He encouraged people with the things that he said and the things that he did. Barnabas sold his family field, and instead of using the money to buy lots of new things for himself, he gave all that money to the church so that it could be used for God's work. And Barnabas was really important in helping Paul become part of the early church. You see, Paul, before he met Jesus, he was an enemy of God. He had done some stuff that was horrible and people were really quite scared of him. And so when people heard that he'd become a Christian, they weren't sure whether they could really believe it. But Barnabas, being the person that he was, he made friends with Paul. And then he helped Paul become friends with the leaders in that early church. And it changed Paul's life. Thanks to Barnabas, Paul became part of the community of believers. Then Paul and Barnabas went on trips together. They traveled to different places, telling people the good news about Jesus and letting people know just how much God loved them. Barnabas is described in the Bible as a good man, someone who had lots of faith, someone who relied on God, and he was really good at encouraging other Christians to keep going in their faith and to keep following God's way. I think being Barnabas's friend must have been really great. I think being around Barnabas must have been fantastic because of all the ways that he encourages people. and I think he used his words and his actions really well. And I think there's a challenge there for us about how we use our words and actions. And maybe this week we could think of ways that we could be a little bit more like Barnabas. So have a think. Is there someone that you know who could use some kind words? Is there someone that you know, maybe at school, that could use a friend? Could you be that friend? Could you be someone who sits next to someone that's by themselves on the playground? What could you say to make someone smile? What could you do to brighten someone's day? How could you be a little bit more like Barnabas this week? Have a think now and stay tuned for our challenge to take part in this week. Let's see if we can help encourage people.
Hello, Malcolm. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thanks, Claude.
You can answer me, that's a laugh. Right, so this week is all about Barnabas. Now, something I know about Barnabas is that he was a great encourager. So, on this lovely dark evening, me and Malcolm are going to go and do some encouraging. Now, earlier on when I was out for my little walk, I saw that there are Christmas lights popping up all over the place. But do you know where the best ones are? Do you know, Malcolm?
Do you mean the ones that we put on church?
Yes, they are fantastic. And I know who did it.
You know who did
So,
it?
yeah. So, I decided that we should write some cards and go in the car, you'll have to drive, Malcolm, and post them to the people to say thank you so much for our fantastic Christmas lights. So, I've made some cards, I'll show you in a minute, and I'm just going to write them for the people who are going to deliver them to you. Okay?
That sounds like a great idea.
Have a little look. Okay. Thanks. Now, I've already written a couple. That one's to Simon. That one's to Wilf. And remind me who this one's for.
Oh,
It's a really nice lighty man.
Yeah, and Mark.
Mark Robbins.
That's a fella.
Okay.
Claude, we're going to go then. Have you got the cards?
Yup.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, big fella, let's go. Right, Claude, who's first?
Wilf.
Okay, where's Wilf live? Do you know?
What time is it, Mr. Wilf?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Wilf lives in Morton.
Okay, we can Morton. We might see some Christmas lights as we go on the
Can we
way.
have some Christmas music on, Malcolm?
Yeah, we'll see what we can find.
Okay then. Very nice Christmas lights in a tree. When are we putting our lights up, Malcolm?
We don't normally do it until a couple of weeks before Christmas, really.
I've been known to do them on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like you with your shopping.
Yeah.
Not very good at that, are you?
No.
We're on our way to misery to happiness today. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today.
Oh, look, we've got lights on Morton.
Uh-huh. Malcolm, that was your cue.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh.
We're definitely at Wilf's house now, Claude, because
There's a city go.
if you look.
City go in a Yeti.
Go, and in front, is that a white Yeti?
Yes, they've both got their cars from Mitchell. Ours is from Mitchell too. Wilf, Wilf, Wilf. So we're outside Wilf's house now. Are you ready? Come on.
We're ready, come on,
Let's
do
go.
it. You're going to pop it through the letterbox.
I'm going to try, but there's a really nice doorbell.
Would-
Can I touch the doorbell?
Well, it's up to you.
Oh, I don't. I've rung the doorbell.
Listen to that, listen to the noise it makes. Listen to that noise. Who's it going to be?
Hello,
It's Wilf! Who would have known that?
I wanted to bring you a card to say thank you for putting up the Christmas lights.
Oh, you're welcome.
You take it.
No, yeah, we're
can't
just
get
trying
that far.
we're trying to go around encouraging people, Wilf. It's because Because we're doing Barnabas, you see, at the weekend. So.
Encouraging people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, it's Mark next. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere we go. What are the words? We start doing it. Wow. Oh, it really does feel like Christmas. Won't be a minute, Malcolm. Can't get it in, folks. I've got my paw stuck. Oh, I did it. Thank you, Mark. Okay, Malcolm, this is the last one. This is for Simon.
It's very dark, isn't it?
It's very dark.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that,
he's going to go
is
to
that a
the
camera he's
letterbox.
got on his door there?
Could be. He's going to go to his letterbox
Let's
now.
not push it. Okay, you find it's a bit dark. Oh, there it is.
Okay, Malcolm, so we've delivered our free cards to encourage people. Basically, we were saying thank you for putting up Christmas lights. So we've done that, and now we can go home, and hopefully they've really loved the cards that we sent them.
And what we're going to do this evening, Claude? I'm the celebrity.
Get me out of here!
Yay!
Okay, nearly home now.
It's nearly home. Just along with a few lights along here as well.
Malcolm! Would it be okay if I had those? Those there.
Oh, those? No, I don't think you could have those.
Why?
I think they're a little too dear.
So this week's challenge is about encouraging other people, and in your pack you should have a keyring, and the idea is that we put some nice message in this keyring and give it to someone who is someone that helps us. It might be a teacher, a postie, lollipop man, someone that you want to say thank you to for being an encouragement to you. So this is our chance to encourage someone who's encouraged us. So I'm going to make mine for someone at work. Her name is Inga. She does lots of the admin stuff for us, and I want to say thank you to her. Now, in your pack, you should have little bits of paper. So this is what we're working with. It's quite a small space, isn't it? And it's totally up to you how you design and decorate it. But I wanted to give you just one idea, something that I'm going to do on mine. And that is some fingerprint art. So using some ink and some pens, making a little picture. And you could use paint if you don't have any ink pads. And like I say, you might have something else entirely to do, and that's great. This is just one idea. So I've done some practices. I wonder if you could see those. So I've got some different colour fingerprints of mine, and then using the pen I've made them into little kind of cartoon animals because I know that Inga loves animals. So which one to go for? I think I'm going to go for the B at the bottom here because then I can write a nice message as well. So it's really simple. I've got my ink pad here, and I just press my thumb onto it and then onto the bit of paper, make the print like that. I'm just going to give it a minute to dry before I draw on it, and whilst I'm doing that I can write a little message on the other one, because you might find that the paper, we've put in 2 bits in each because the paper is quite thin, so we don't want to, if you want to do it on both sides of your key ring, you might want to do it a design on each bit, put them together and then put them in, so the design doesn't kind of come through on either side. So I've got my fingerprint for one side, and on the other side I'm going to write a little message, and I'm just going to write thank you for always being, see what I've done there, so kind. So there we go. So I've got my message and I'm going to put that into my keyring like that. Now that that's had a chance to dry, I can draw my bee. So I'm going to do a little smiley face and eye, some wings at the top, a little sting at the back, and I've got a thicker pen just to do some black stripes on, like so. There we go. There's my bee. Can you see it? Now I'm going to take that, put it in the other side, like so, and then you should have the top bit on as well. It's just a case of clicking that in until it goes in, and then just have your keyring. Now, if you've not managed to get hold of one of our packs for whatever reason, then that's okay. You could maybe do something else. Perhaps make a bookmark or a card or something that you could give to someone to encourage them. But I hope you have fun this week making a little encouragement for someone who's encouraged you. I'll see you later. Bye.
We hope you learned lots about Barnabas today, about how encouraging he was. And I hope you've been inspired to make someone a keyring, to encourage them and to tell them how great they are. Now, I've got 2 dates for your diary and for your grown-ups, so get them and get them to get their diaries out ready to write this all down. Coming up next week on Sunday the 6th of December at 9:30 in the morning is our all-age service, right here in the building. Now, spaces are nearly full for that, so you might not be able to book on, but you can watch live on the YouTube channel. From 9:30 we will be streaming from the church, so you can join in with that at home. We would love to have you take part in that. And the following week, on Sunday the 13th of December, we have got our Christmas parties for our Sunday groups. So if you would normally come down to ABC Live, you will be able to come down and join in with our Sunday morning groups. We'll have a party for Seed and Grow, for Jam, for Explorers and for Pathfinders. More details on the website. See you there!